Hello, Facebook world. Hello to everybody. Welcome to another live episode. So, I am doing a 90-day challenge, and today is the second day. So, the topic for today would be about my story and what inspired me to go on this digital business journey. All right, so I hope that is not too shocking. I will not share anything inappropriate, I promise. Um, but okay, so going back to my younger years, right? So I grew up in the Philippines, and my family has always had a business. Okay, so that's why I'm surprised now that I'm very much a business-minded person. I think I got it from my parents. But in any case, so growing up in a family that has a business, I never liked it. Okay. I remember, just being from a very young age, we, helped out in the business. And then my mom, you know, um, very hardworking, ran the business. It was primarily her, but, the entire family helped. And so I remember she would always be up very early at the crack of dawn because our business was, a meat stall. We were selling meat, right? Like, all sorts of meat, chicken, pork, beef, and everything in between. So we would sell that at the public market. So she would need to be up very early in the morning, right, at the crack of dawn, and then she would be home very late at night. So I remember this throughout my childhood. I rarely see her. I see her when, we helped out in the business. Um, so that's why I never really liked. I remember, being a young child, thinking to myself, I don't like, when I grow up, I don't want to be a business person because you're just working the business all the time. There was no break. There was no weekend because weekends was even more busy. It was a busier time. Hello to my 5 million viewers. I appreciate you guys. Please comment and let me know where you're watching from. I would really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. But today is, just telling my story, kind of, my background and up to today and what inspired me to do the digital business. So, a very young age, right? So always doing business. My mom was like that, um, from very early to very late at night, day in, day out. And she still does this up to today because, I really feel like it's her calling. And so it's something that she really enjoyed. She enjoys something that she really enjoys doing. This is her passion. This is her life calling. So, she would be very up very early, right? And then she would come home very late at night. And then when we would help her out, then obviously we would also need to be up very early, and then we would come home also very late at night. And so as a very young child, I remember thinking to myself, I never wanted to be a business person because I wanted a break. As a family, we never traveled anywhere because we always attended to the business. So during the summer break, right, school break, then that means every day we would be helping out in the business, right? So when we had school, then we had a little bit of break because of course we had to study, we had to do homework, things like that. But on the weekend, it was a given. We had to help out in the business. During vacation from school, summer breaks, winter break, Christmas break, all the breaks, we worked. We worked in the family business. And then yeah, like I said, we never traveled anywhere. Um, and so to me, as a child, that's what I saw. And then so I never wanted to be a business person because I thought in my mind, every business person, this is what they did. I never knew that, there are other businesses where you didn't have to work this much. And kudos to my mom, right? I'm not criticizing her in any way. I understood now looking back that she needed to do what she needed to do, right, to provide for the family. Being a mom myself, now I'm, like working all the time, right? So being a mom myself, I understand now the weight of the responsibility of raising your family. So I get it. I'm just simply telling the story. But anyway, okay, yeah, so I always thought that I didn't want to be a business. I just wanted to be an employee, right? So you clock in, you clock out, and then you're like free. You're free to go anywhere. So that's what I always kind of thought in my mind. So when I started working, okay, as a young adult, right? I finished all my schooling, all my studies, all throughout. I finished. So when I started working, I was so happy to be an employee for someone because I clock in, I clock out, and then that's it, right? My mind was only working during that clock in, clock out time. The rest, then I had my fun. But a few years of doing that, right, as an employee, then you get to realize that you also don't own your time, right? As an employee, your boss can owned your time, or your employer owned your time. So if you were, sick, and then you run out of sick hours, then you're kind of forced to go to work, right? So that you don't take an unpaid day. So this is when I started realizing that actually, it's not so good either being an employee because you don't have the freedom, right? That you want, when you can travel when you want and things like that. So a few years of doing that, then I started looking for other ways, like a plan B. So even in my 20s, I was already kind of searching for sorry, my nose is running and I don't have hang on, sorry. um Sorry, I have to grab a tissue for my nose. But anyway, so back. So yeah, so even since I was in my 20s, I was already searching for like a plan B because I didn't want to be an employee until you retire, right? Which is in your 60s. So that's kind of career wise, and how my mind was shaped as far as hard work and entrepreneurship, things like that. Yeah. um what else did I want to say? um so what else did I want to say about that? So what inspired me? So long, right? So between in my 20s up to today, I have tried so many things. I was always searching for a good plan B that could eventually be my plan A, because working as an engineer, it's a great career, right? But I don't see myself doing this for another 20 more years. I really don't. As grateful as I am about my job, it pays us, decent, right? But I feel like I'm not being true to myself, meaning that I don't see this as being, excuse me, I don't see this as being, my calling. So why have I stayed in the engineering career for, all this time, right? Over 20 years now. Well, because if you are getting paid a decent amount, it's hard to you cannot just change career in the middle of your as you are doing engineering job, because first of all, how can you find another job that will pay you the same or more, right? If I didn't have the education for that field, right? So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So that's why I've kind of stayed in the engineering world for this long. Um, and also, it pays the bills and, things like that. But I knew, like, a few years into engineering, I knew that this, I am not gonna do this, until I retire, which is, in your 60s. um so yeah, I hope that I'm making sense. So I share that, uh yeah, to share a little bit about my story and my background. And feel free to also share in the comments about how what you feel about your own uh job, I guess, and your own career and what you're doing and how life has been for you. Um, yeah, so I was always looking for a plan B that could hopefully turn out to be a plan A eventually. Yeah, I tried so many things, guys. I'm not gonna, waste your time naming each and every one, but yeah, I have tried so many things. And then what inspired me about the digital business and why I'm settling on doing that now. Whereas before I would always have, 2 to 4 side hustles. I would always have yeah, like a side job, yeah, right, side hustles, these things like that. Um but now, I only have the digital business. And what inspired me to do that really is the is okay, so the top reason is really their compensation plan. When I saw it, um I feel like in a matter of a few years, which is a relatively short amount of time compared to working 20 more years, right? So I saw that it could potentially, really give me that option that I've been looking for, all my life. It's good to have option, right? Because, I think if today I was given a chance, to do another field, then definitely that's what I will pick. Um, so yeah, so with the digital business, I saw the potential that it could, yeah, um, that it could give me options, right? In a matter of a few years, that maybe I could, finally retire my engineering career, and and do something else that for me is more enjoyable, right? For me, it's more meaningful. Yeah, with engineering, yeah, it's nice to see your design, I guess, yeah, your work from paper as it gets built in actuality, right? In reality. So yeah, that's good. But again, to me, I would rather do something else. That's why I'm doing the digital business. So, and also with the digital business, I love that, it's just exciting and it's fun. I feel like I'm not, wasting my life, you know, you know, working for something else or working for someone else that I don't particularly enjoy. Hello to my 4 million viewers. Thank you so much, guys. And I want to say hello to Isa. Hi, Isa. Good evening to you also. She's watching from Arizona. Say salamat. Thank you, Isa. And then also, I wanted to say hi to Mary Grace Sabado. Hi, Mary Grace, and she's watching from California. So these amazing ladies are business partners of mine. They're also digital business owners. So feel free to follow them, their page, and also so you can see their successes as well. Um, with the digital business, I feel like, every day you're surrounded with, positive people who wants to make a difference in the world. Okay, I'm not saying that in the engineering world, they're not positive. It's just a different kind of ambience, as far as the people that you surround yourself with. With engineering, sometimes you can feel like, well, okay, I'm not gonna talk bad about it. I'll just leave it at that I just don't think it's my life calling. Um, and I do wanted to say hello to Abby. Hi, Abby, and she's watching from Canada. Thank you. So I love that the digital business is global, guys. It's global reach. You can, do this business anywhere you are in the world. So I like that. I love that, again, with my life now, being a mom, right? I have 3 kids. I love the flexibility of the digital business. And then, but really, it was really the compensation plan. I'm not someone who came from a well off, family, right? So my family was, middle class. So, for someone who comes from my family, the cards that are dealt for me, right, is gonna be that I'm gonna have to work until I'm 65. Right? That's the card that is laid out for me, right? So if I don't want the cards that are laid out for me, then that means I have to do something about it, right? And even though I feel like I have been trying ever since, I was in my 20s. I've been trying to change, right, the narrative of my life. I never gave up. I kept trying and I kept searching for the plan B that could eventually turn into my plan A. Because I know that, if you keep searching, eventually you will find it, even though it may take a while, but it's still better than working until you're 65, being stuck at a job that you don't particularly enjoy. Um, right? So, yeah, I hope that also gets you to think about, where you're at, the things that you are doing with your life. Let's not, waste our life doing something that, um, if you feel like, especially if you feel like you're meant to do something else. Um, so yeah, with the digital business, right? I love the concept of working smarter, not just harder. I always say, I don't, having a digital business running for you in the background 24/7, it's not harmful, in any way. I don't see any harm in it. If anything, I feel like it's all just pluses, right? I don't see any downside to that. It's all just, upside, because as you are living your life, then it's good to know that, okay, that you have a plan B, right? Your digital business working hard for you, as you are working hard, in your full-time job. um so yeah, so that's what really inspired me to do the digital business. And also with the digital business, I can pass it on to my kids. So it's almost like I'm building a legacy for them. Right now I'm not in a good financial situation, but I know that that can change in a few years too. See, like, I have hope that things can really turn around for me and my family. Whereas, with other side hustles, that was that was not really the case. It was more short term. It was more right now. It's providing for us right now. But as far as long term, I didn't really see that so much. Not like compared to the digital business, the way that I am seeing it in this business. Yeah, and even with that, like so many good things happening with the digital business. Like we have another expansion in New York, you see, and then today another one also wanted to give it a shot for their family, right? And there's just excuse me, just so many great things. Again, it's just a matter of few years, and I can see it. I've been in this business for 15 months, just 15 months. And already I feel like, yeah, so many things are possible here with the digital business. That's why I knew that I needed to give it a try, and because I didn't want to regret, passing the opportunity and not grabbing onto the opportunity. And then also, in the community, right, there are so many testimonials, there are so many real results that people are experiencing, that they are able to retire their career, right, and jump on the digital business full time. There are so many people that they can do that in just a matter of 2 3 years. So I feel like, if they can do it, I can do it too. Because because I feel like, as long as you're resourceful, as long as you really work hard, you hustle, anything is possible. So yeah, so I hope that that makes sense. Yeah, so so funny how, at a young age, I didn't want to be a business owner, but then, as I was working as an employee for a few years, then uh I realized right away that, I didn't want to be an employer either. That all I needed was a business that didn't drain me, right? A business that wherein you can work in a smart way, not just everything is working hard. Hello to Candy. Hi, sis. Hi, kapatid. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. But I think, yeah, I will end it here, guys. I hope that helped a little bit. get to know me a little bit more. And I look forward to getting you to know you guys more too. If you want to know more about the digital business, if you want a plan B also for your life, for your family, um, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm just a message away. I'm happy to provide, all information that you will need to get started also with your digital business. Yeah, the digital business, everything is online, right? So you can, just simply message me, and then we have a step-by-step training here, so you don't have to figure out everything on your own. So if you want, fast startup, if you're looking for a profitable side hustle, something that you can start earning right away, this is a great option. Okay, it's not a get rich quick. Okay, but you also don't want a side hustle that's too slow, that will not get you rich. So you don't want that either, right? So with this one, it's not a get rich quick, but you can definitely get rich if you truly, truly work hard at it. So I hope that makes sense. So thank you again for listening. If you are watching this on a replay, I want to say thank you to you as well. So see you guys again next time. Again, yay to day 2 of our 90-day challenge. So I'll see you guys again next time. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.